Hello and welcome to India Market Open. It's finally an end to a very painful week. 5 straight days of sell-off. We'll tell you what spooked the markets, what you should be doing, should be getting ready for a bounce back later today. But it's been tough. It's been tough if you're a bull on the street. You are extremely nervous this morning.
You know, today, by the way, is Akshaya Tritiya, as when you buy gold and hope for prosperity. So let's hope for a tinge of that today in the markets as well. I'm celebrating it, going all bright, but
I'm not.
but yeah, so hopefully that mood will change.
Yeah, hopefully it does, and maybe that brings about. Actually, that's the chatter on the street as well, and we'll kind of establish that. But just thought at the start, I mean, we were just having this editorial discussion outside viewers about what we should do about this whole sell-off that's happened. So in some sense, what all of us are gathering from our own sources, pulling all of that together, what has spooked our markets in the last few days? Now, there is a chatter, and fairly informed chatter, of a large US-based fund selling its India positions. That's essentially the big one. It's a large position apparently. Informed voices do suggest that the specific fund selling is almost over to the tune of 70 to 80%. There could be some more pending, maybe in the first 1.5, 2 hours of the session today. But post that kind of selling, which has been incessant over yesterday and day before yesterday, because the numbers have been close to 6,000 crores on each of those days, 7,000 crores a piece. So that kind of selling is almost coming to an end. And you know, maybe the lower voter turnout is adding to the anxiety, but from what I hear from dealing rooms, that is not the reason why that may have spooked, because the orders that they've gotten for some of the selling is largely on the back of the positions that this fund had, which it is out in the market. Everybody knows what those positions are. Long only funds are willing to buy those positions at lower levels. So that kind of buying has also happened, which is why probably you see 6,500 crores of selling from FIs, but an almost equal kind of buying that has happened on the DI front as well. So some of those positions are getting bought too, as we all spoke outside. But the larger point being that there is a lot of other elements that people throw in the mix that this could also possibly be the reason. But very informed voices say, tell us, all of us together, that this is probably the nature why the market got spooked.
We should actually pull up those DIFI figures since we're talking about this. And since the 1st of May, over 10,000 crore rupees of FII outflows have taken place. DIIs have bought about 16,000 crores in that time. This is just figures from yesterday. And, you know, as Niraj is saying, it's a bit of a counterbalance, but of course, nearly 7,000 crores from FIIs.
The last time this happened was on the 12th of April. So it's the biggest selling we've seen in nearly a month.
Yeah, so maybe it is this one fund. I think voter turnout is part of it, but just to add, the fourth phase is on Monday. It's also a crucial one, Andhra, Telangana, the big pockets over there. And that voter turnout will also be seen very closely to see if there's a consistent trend. 3 phases, low voter turnout. Does that continue? Remember, it's just very hot season. These states get very hot, 40, 42, 43 degrees. So you're really asking a lot from voters to, you know, risk heat strokes to go and vote and exercise their right.
And weekend voting. I know a lot of people who are not going to be here in Mumbai and going on a holiday.
That's the 5th phase on the 20th. Guys, don't do that. I'll appeal to all of our viewers, don't do that. Stay back. There's a special session on Saturday also. So the NSE is
well, in some
helping.
sense, if that helps.
Also, just very quickly, when we compare those numbers to FI selling that took place yesterday, the last time this happened was on the 12th of April, which is when you had India renegotiating or working out the Mauritian tax treaty. So I don't know, while this is a case in point where it's a specific hedge fund, I think Cameron did quote that there could be some selling coming from Luxembourg too. We'll understand a little bit more on that. But talking about FIs, their net short positions are up 50% alone yesterday. So there is enormous amount of nervousness on the street, even outside a single hedge fund dumping India at this stage.
Okay, so FIIs are nervous, DIs are continuing to buy. The whole election question on it, till it's not done and dusted, will continue to be a talking point. But just before we get to that conversation, we're talking to Cameron Brandt today in just a few minutes from now. Let me take you through very quickly what the top global headlines were. And this is the consistent sort of pattern that we've been seeing. Domestic cues negative, global cues positive, specifically US cues. So 7th straight day of wins on Wall Street. Dow again over 300 points up. And what has been the trigger this time is the jobless data that has come in much better than what was expected. So jobless claims rose to 22,000, by 22,000 in the first week of May, is at the highest level since August. Why is the street celebrating higher jobless claims? Because that means the economy is not revving at that rate, gives the Fed enough reason to cut. So that hope of 2 rate cuts before the end of this calendar year are back on the table. That could change now from week to week. So that was key. Bonds have also been fairly soft because of all of these factors. The 10-year at 4.59. The Bank of England didn't do anything with rates, but their statements did indicate that they're ready to start cutting rates going ahead. So all of these factors have been positive. Crude prices also have been slightly inching up because positive Chinese trade data. No end to the Middle East crisis. Let's pull up Asia very quickly to see how Asia is faring. And Japanese household spending is what has at least bolstered the Nikkei. So you're seeing that about 1% up. A mixed cues on Asia overall. Implied open at our end, at least looking to a bit of a positive start. So let's hope at least for the first few minutes of a positive trade.